We should be good to go, and it's 6:30. Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome. No, I still have feedback. Hang on. There, I think we're good now. Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Today is my free online card class, and tonight we are going to be making 2 cards with 2 different bundles. I'm going to be using the online exclusive Latte Love bundle for 1 card, and I'm going to be using the Hearts and Hugs bundle from the new annual catalog for the second one. So we are going to get started, and I think we will do the Latte Love one first. So I have my kit here, and I have to grab a die. Maybe. Oh, there it is, hiding. And we are going to die cut these coffee cups right out of the DSP. And you'll notice that one's cut off. That's okay, because the way I'm going to place these ones, it's allowing me to use 1 cup that's not perfect. Okay, so I am just going to die cut, and if you don't have the dies, this is a pretty simple image to fussy cut. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Carol. Woo, flying dies. And we have 1 more to go. I was trying to think of what to do tonight, and I thought, I haven't done a whole lot of the online exclusive things, so I thought I would bring this one into play tonight. Alright, so we have those, and let's get our card base folded. Hello, Melanie. Glad you could join. All right, so our card base is basic white, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Oh, we should actually take this. And I'm going to bring in this new So Swirly embossing folder. This reminds me of when you mix your coffee and cream. So I'm going to use it. And it is humongous. As you can see, you can do 2 card bases at once if you so desired. I'm only going to do 1. But you most definitely need the big boy for this one. And you'll just send those through. Whoops. Yes, here's something, ladies. Make sure that your plates are perfectly lined up when you use these big folders, or you may damage the edge of your folder. ask me how I know. I almost did it. All right, let me get this big guy out of here. And now we get to see the magic. Isn't that pretty? Static electricity here tonight. All right, that was the So Swirly embossing folder. That's new in the annual catalog. And this paper is going to drive me crazy, so I am going to tape it in place. It keeps moving around on me. So we're just going to glue it down. There we go. All right. So we have these two. Let's put this together now because we can. And I'm just adding some Tombow to the back side. And centering it on the front panel. We're just going to set that aside and we are going to work on our focal image. Now I'm going to put this die away and we will pull out a couple of stamps. All right, first off, we are going to use pecan pie. Pecan pie. And we're going to make some coffee stains all over this piece randomly. Just basically creating our own DSP is actually what we're doing. And then we're going to grab Early Espresso and we're going to use the splotch stamp and do a little bit of filling in. There we go. I think that's good enough. All right, I'm just going to set that aside. We'll take care of that afterwards. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to tear this, and I'm going to tear it towards me because I want that rough edge to show. I don't know whether the camera's picking that up or not. And there's no rhyme or reason to that. It just needs to be able to fit on the front of our card. So if yours is shorter, it doesn't matter. This piece was, I forget. This was 2 3/4 by 5 is what I started with. Okay, so we are going to put this on our card. And I'm being generous with the glue because we're going on an embossed surface. Now, this time I am going to go over to the right hand side. And it will all make sense in a bit. Okay, so we've got that. Now we need a greeting. And I've made one of these cards already. So when I did it, I stamped the greeting in Early Espresso. And that just says, thanks so much. So I am going to simply cut that out. And we're going to trim it down smaller because I think that's too big. Hopefully I don't mess it up, because I've been known to do that. All right. There we go. No rhyme or reason. I just want it smaller. All right, and in case you're wondering, this is Lost Lagoon is the color we're using here tonight. Okay, so we have three. We had three. There's the third. We have 3 cups. Now, the only thing that you have to worry about is this one here has to get covered where, all right, so it can go any way you want it to, as long as, I think I'm going to switch these 2 cups. As long as that cup is tucked underneath. So I'm going to glue this one flat. The other ones I'm going to put onto dimensionals. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm just, thank you, Melanie. Yeah, the colors are pretty. I just pulled them from the DSP. Now I'm just going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of each one of these. And we'll just layer these on top. One there. One down here, and I know you can see it, but this little guy is going to go across the middle. Oops. So I'm just going to put a dimensional on each end. Maybe. There we go. Stick. And we will pop this just like that. So that shows you how you can use those edge ones on your DSP. All right, put those away or I'll never know where they're at. Now we need a little bit of embellishment. I am bringing in some, yes, this is retired early espresso ribbon. And I am going to make a little knot. This tells you how old this is. This is seam binding ribbon. That's old. We haven't had seam binding ribbon for a long time. All right, now some ribbon scissors. There's one. Two. Now we're into some glue dots. If you have any questions, just pop them in the chat. Okay, I think I'm going to need one underneath the knot so this lays flat. This one's still a little long. And one more glue dot. There we go. Now we have those lovely swirl dots. We're going to use those for our embellishment. And I think I'll use brown ones for this card. And I'm just going to put 3 of them scattered around. All right, that, ladies, is card 1. Now I'm going to bring in the card that I made earlier to show you that I have done them differently. This one I had centered and I used coral dots. I wanted to move it over so I had more room for the ribbon. That's why I pushed it over. So whichever is your preference, that is card number 1. All right, clean up our mess and we'll start card number 2. And this one is featuring the Hearts and Hugs bundle. This is so cute. There's 2 badgers, a hamster or a chipmunk, depends on who you talk to, 2 walruses, and a little mouse. And I like, because of course this one has the greetings as well. This time we are going to use a new in color called Petunia Pop. And it is a nice bright and cheery color, so I decided to pair it with the white. And as you can see, it's really going to pop off that white. And I just folded it wrong. That's not too smart. Let me see if I have another piece of white cardstock cut. I got yapping and forgot what I was doing. This one is a fun fold, or supposed to be. So, standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5. And we are going to score this at 2 1/8. And we're going to flip it. It depends, Jackie. Sometimes I do. If I'm using thick cardstock, always. I find that the white cardstock is thinner than the colored cardstock. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This one is scored at 2 1/8 from each end. So that will make us a nice little gatefold. Okay. Now I have 2 pieces of in color DSP, and you guys can be the judge as to which one you want me to use. Now, this is basically what we're going to be looking at. Do you like it with the leaves or the stripes? You just put it in the chat and I will do whatever you think. And while you're doing that, I will bring in, oh, we got 1 for stripes, 1 for leaves. I guess, Melanie, you have to break the tie here. Both. Okay, I will be the tiebreaker then. Let me have a look. I think I'm going to go with stripes. And the only reason I said that is because I think the stripes are a smaller pattern, so you get to see more of it. But either one would work. Don't forget that tomorrow night at 6:30 is night 2 of my Stampin' Up! Retired sale. Last week's video is still in the group and there's still stuff left, so if you didn't get a chance, you can go in there and have a look. And tomorrow night is a whole bunch more stuff. All right, so I have a piece of white cardstock, and I am going to put this die somewhere. I'm just eyeballing it. Somewhere around there. And, oh, it's not centered. My eyeballs weren't working very well. And we are going to cut those out. Now, let's get rid of this. Put that back here. And you will have all these little heart cutouts. Keep those. I have some from the first card that I made. So I have 7 more to add to those over here on the side, and we will use those on a different card. All right, now we need to stamp a greeting. Whoops. And we're going to make this a birthday card. And it's going to say, sending birthday hugs. And I'm going to put underneath. And we will just pick that up. And I am going to use basic black, Memento black. No, let's use Petunia Pop. Where did I put it? Over here. Sending birthday hugs. All right, I'm happy with that. Now, whoops, I need this little guy, and we're going to put him right about there. I'm just going to flip this plate over and pick him up. And he's going to be in what color? Let's do pecan pie. Pecan pie. No, let's not. Thought better of that because I'm going to be coloring these with markers. If I was not, I would use a different color. So we're going to use Memento black. All right. One little guy. Now we are going to clean him off. And I might as well clean this one while I'm at it. And we're going to stamp another little one right here holding his hand. Oops. Cutie patootie. These little guys make me smile. So cute. And while I have this out, let's clean off these two from the last card. And we'll put these away. All right. Now we are going to color our little guys. And I think I am going to use, what color? I think I'm going to use Smoky Slate this time. Light Smoky Slate. Now, oops, let's get the small end of this marker, or we'll have a real mess. So these little critters can be whatever you want them to be. Some people see a hamster or a gerbil. Other people, that's what I see, a hamster or a gerbil. Other people seem to think that these are little chipmunks. I don't see that, but it can be whatever your imagination thinks it is. And I'm purposely coloring this the way I am in hopes of getting some fur-like all right, so that guy's going to be gray, and this guy is going to be white. But we have to put some gray in here in order to make them look right. So I'm just going to go around the edges and just give a little hint of gray. But I'm not going to fill them in. All right, now we need I'm going to try light petal pink on the inside of their ears, their noses, and their hands and feet. And as you can tell, I'm just touching them with color. I'm not really filling them in. All right, now I'm going to bring in Petunia Pop, and I'm going to give them a little blush on their little cheeks. Something like that, and I'm going to put a little hint in their ears. And then I'm going to use the gray and I'm going to blend it out. Just so this one's not quite so bright. There we go. There are our little hamsters. Now I am going to attach this to the piece of Petunia Pop, and where those little hearts are die cut, they're miraculously going to turn pink. There we go. Pretty cool. Now I have an extra piece of this, so I'm just going to cut this at 5.5, and I'm going to glue it to the inside of the card just so we have a little bit of something on the inside. Now I could easily stamp another critter in there if I so desired, but I don't desire. There we go. Now we need some ribbon. And you guessed it, Petunia Pop. We are going to make a bow. There we go. Scissors. There they are. Oops. We're going to put that right up at the top. So we are most definitely going to need some glue dots. I'm going to put that on an angle so that my ribbon can go in 2 different directions and won't cover up those hearts. Boom. Oops. And we're going to need to trim this. There we go. That looks okay. All right, let's put those away. And we will, isn't that cute? I think this is a cute stamp set. I need some in color dots. Now I have them in the shimmer gems and I have them in the resin. Let's have a look. Let's see. I think for this card, because it is so bold, I am going to go with the resin. I find the shimmer ones are a little softer and not quite so bold. So I'll put a big one. Oh, how about we do it like this? Just for giggles. Balance it out where the bow is on the other side. I like that. That makes me happy. All right, we only have one thing left to do. And that is to attach this to the front. So we need to center it top to bottom and side to side as best we can. But we have to remember to only put adhesive on one side, or we're going to glue our card shut. And that has been done before. All right, here we go. Top, bottom, side, side. Something like that. And there's our gatefold. Now the one I did earlier, I did in different colors. I did this one in Pebbled Path and Pretty in Pink. So that gives you 2 different ideas of, and this one I put the DSP at the bottom. And this is just the in color neutrals, no, the last year's in color DSP. So we have those two, and we have these two. So I hope you enjoyed this class tonight. Hope it gives you some ideas of what you can do and different layouts and different folds. And I will be back tomorrow night for the sale, and I will be back next Tuesday night with another free class. All right, thanks so much for stopping by. I will talk to you all real soon. Bye-bye for now.